Hi students, welcome back. Coming to the next topic in the subject, operating system is a various times related to the process. In the previous video, I explained about different queues like the process queues like job queue and what is a ready queue and what is a waiting queue. So in this video, I want to explain some times related to the process, a time related to each and every process. So this is one of the important concepts, student, because we need to know the different timing statements. What are the different timing, the completion timing, what is a burst time, what is a waiting time, what is the arrival time. So if you know these terms, then you are ready to work out on the CPU scheduling problems. Okay. So let's have a look on what exactly it means. We all know that the process or taking from the secondary memory and place it on the in the secondary memory, a job queue is there. From there the process will be taken to the primary memory. Okay, so here the ready queue will be there. So from ready to, if whatever the process that is ready, so that process has to send to the running state. Okay, so from that it will go to the completion state. So let's take from ready to complete. A process starts from ready and until it completes. Okay, so this is completely what you call it as a completion time. So starting it is the arrival time. Whenever the process is entering into the state here, that is the arrival time. Okay, so if it completes its work, then you call it as a completion time from starting to ending. And suppose ready to running, so the process, it is in running state. It is not assigned to the CPU. Okay. So ready to running, here the process you call it present in the waiting state. And running to complete. So here in this time lab, from running to complete, you call it as a burst time. Burst time, it's nothing but the process that it is executing. Okay, the CPU executing the process, that time you call it as a burst time. Anyhow, I'll explain with the definition. So let's have a look on what exactly the terms are. So starting it is a ready queue, that is the arrival time. Arrival time. If the process is complete, it's a completion time. Okay, the process that it is in execution state, that you call it as a burst time. If the process all are in from ready to running, all are in a waiting queue. Okay, they are not still hand over to the CPU, so they are in a waiting time. So the formulas for here is completion time minus arrival time is equal to this total time. The completion time minus arrival time. So it's nothing but in between these time. What is this? Waiting time plus burst time. So total turnaround time is nothing but a completion time minus arrival time. You will get the total turnaround time. Okay, from entering to the completion, how much time it is stayed in the uh, system. So that you call it as a turnaround time. Whereas waiting time is equal to turnaround time minus burst time. So this complete time you call it as a turnaround time, right? So this complete time is a turnaround time. If you want this waiting time, so just remove the burst time. So in this complete turnaround time, if you remove the burst time, then you will get the waiting time. Okay, so now let's see the definitions of the terms. Arrival time. Arrival time is nothing but the time at which the process enter into ready queue. The process that is entered into the ready queue, we call it as an arrival time. So the process may enter at 0 time, or it may enter it at 3 seconds, something like. Okay, that is arrival time. Now coming to the burst time. Burst time means a total amount of time required by the CPU. Means how much time the CPU requires to execute that process. Okay, the total amount of time required by the CPU to execute the whole process is called the burst time. Suppose the process P1 requires 3 seconds to execute the program. Okay, to execute that process, the CPU requires 3 seconds. Then this is the burst time. The total amount of time required by the CPU, means CPU requires to complete that process, that whole process we call it as a burst time. This this does not include the waiting time. Remember student, burst time does not include the waiting time. It is only the time that the CPU is executing. Whenever the process enter into the CPU, then there is no it's waiting, it's there. Okay. So this does not include the waiting time. It is confusing to calculate the execution time for a process even before executing it. Hence, the scheduling problem based on the burst time cannot be implemented in reality. So because of this confusion, the scheduling problems based on the burst time is cannot be implemented in reality. Next is the completion time. The time at which the process enter into complete state or the time at which the process completes its execution, we call it as a completion time. Okay, the time at which process enter into completion state. So at this time, from ready to completion state, at what time, from starting to here, at what time the process entered, so that time, that time lap, you call it as a completion time. So from arrival time to the completion state, so this time you call it as a completion time. The time at which the process enter into completion state or the time at which the process completes its execution or else it completes its execution is called completion time. Next is the turnaround time. A turnaround time means the total amount of time. Students, remember that total, I'm talking about the total amount of time spent by the process from its arrival time to its completion time. From its arrival time to its completion time, we call it as a turnaround time. Okay, from arrival time to its completion time. Next is a waiting time. What do you mean by waiting time? I already said the total amount of time for which the process waits for the CPU to be assigned. So here the process that are waiting for the CPU, that you call it as a waiting time. So waiting time, it's nothing but you will get the complete turnaround time minus burst time, you will get a waiting time. Okay. So next is the response time. The difference between the arrival time and the time at which the process first gets the CPU is called the response time. First gets the CPU. Remember this point. The difference between the arrival time and the time at which the process first gets the CPU is called the response time. So these are all the different times related to the process. Just remember these formulas and the terms. Remember mainly the definitions. If you understand the definition, then you can clearly able to solve the problems in the CPU scheduling. So in the next video, I'll take different types of CPU scheduling algorithms. The first come first serve, shortest job, okay, round robin, different algorithms I will take. I'll explain the algorithm and I'll take more examples on each and every algorithm. Thank you.